What's up with this? Back with another video. Y'all see in the title. I'm not gonna lie. Within this whole case, it makes me mad a little bit. It makes me mad a little bit for the simple fact of what Ben Crump and Al Sharpton is doing. And many more, but those are the main two. You got to hear. They did, and it says, it's an independent autopsy that was done. They announced, and it is, I'm going to be talking about that today. Into, Nolan Wells' death. If y'all don't know who it is, y'all can check out, a few videos back of what's going on. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people do know. Most of the people that, do click on this video. Definitely wild. Says an independent autopsy, found Mississippi teenager Nolan Wells, cause and manner of death are undetermined, pending investigation. Family attorney Ben Crump announced Wednesday as the investigation into the 18-year-old's death continues. Let's check it out.
So, Dr. Roger Mitchell, board-certified forensic pathologist, performed a preliminary report on the death of Nolan Xavier Wells. He conducted and presented this report on July 19, 2026. Preliminary report, second autopsy, death of Nolan Xavier Wells. Cause of death, undetermined, pending investigation. And we'll explain that as we go through the report this morning. The manner of death, undetermined, pending investigation. Statement of examination. This forensic pathologist was retained to perform a second autopsy examination on the body of Nolan Xavier Wells. Name of decedent, Nolan Xavier Wells. Age, 18 years old. Race, black. Gender, male. Date of death, unknown.
I'm going to be 100 with y'all. What Ben Crump is doing right now is he's dragging it. And meaning by that, no disrespect, by all means. I pray that they get it, figured out, and things, when it comes down to this investigation and all. I truly do. I'm not about to sit here and act like I don't. I truly do. I want them to find out, what has happened, this, that, and the other. I truly do. My thing is that it's almost like they're giving out so much misinformation. Like they're giving out a whole bunch of BS to drag things along, rather than to tell people that this is a still ongoing investigation. There's nothing, and the thing is and this is why they're doing it. I'm gonna tell y'all why they're doing it. The reason on why they're doing this is because you have Benjamin Crump, Al Sharpton. You got two individuals that is pushing this whole pro-black. That's so when they doing that and they done pushed it this whole time, and they're not finding much. They're not finding everything that they're claiming, everything that they're assuming about and jumping to conclusions, everything that they're going off about. They have no facts to back it up. They have nothing that's going. So the things that they can do is to lie and get people fired up of what's going on. And I'm going to show y'all what I mean just by that. This right here, and I have in my notes. Y'all know I got to have my notes up as I'm doing this. But this goes to show you, and it says independent forensic pathologist Dr. Roger Mitchell identified issues he says warrant further examination, including unexplained red discoloration to the back of the head. These are serious concerns that deserve transparency and a full investigation. This is what Ben Crump said. Everything that I just read, this is what Ben Crump said. Now, when it comes down to this, there's a lot of things that take into account within this. And this is exactly when I talk and I mean these things, and I even mentioned Sarah Fields even said something like this. He is the type of person that will say something, and like I said, get people fired up, and he will say something without telling the whole thing. So a regular person reading that don't know shit at all, and I'm sorry, I'm not even trying to talk about nobody or nothing like that, but truly just don't know nothing. Listen to social media, looking at different posts, this, that, and the other. I said regular person. Y'all know what I mean. But a person like that, they looking at this like, oh yeah, somebody hit him in the head. Oh yeah, somebody. So they did this to him. They did that to him because he said this happened in his head and his neck and this, that, and the other. That's they truly go off of. If you look and truly see, people are stating, and I don't know much about it, but it said that mark is the same mark that an autopsy leaves behind. They prop the head on a mount on a table to keep the head and the spine straight. It's in the shape of the mount. Says as a medical examiner, minor discoloration can mean a few things, but blunt force trauma is not one of them. There would be swelling and bruising and tearing of the inner tissue. None of that was present, which is why the examiner just noted mild discoloration. I used to be down with Ben, but you are making the rest of us beings look bad, bro. This is grift, and you know it, man. So not only are we looking at the simple fact, okay, well, they in for the money, and what they saying is BS, and this, that, and other. There are so many other people that remember that started, this whole, oh yeah, Benjamin Crumpy's on it, this, that, and that. Now people are starting to see, what are they really on? What are they really doing? You are such a clown. That mark is from the head prop. There were no signs of foul play. The things you do for money. That's all the comments that you see, even from their own supporters. Check it out.
Dr. Roger Mitchell said that the focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region, is significant because he cannot determine why you have that red discoloration in the back of his brain. That's significant. He also talked about, Mr. Williams, if you could just...
Right. Not... I'm going to cut him off. They're dragging this all because they're trying to get as much money as they possibly can and get their names out there as much as they can. That's it. That's it. I'm telling y'all.
That as it's common practice, he was missing his throat when they received the body. And he wants to know why they held it back. He's not drawing any conclusions, but he said he would want to examine it if there were neck fractures or compressions to the neck, and he thinks that's significant to know at autopsy. The reason he says he would hold it back when he was medical examiner because he thought that there may have been some issues with neck fractures. The last thing that is significant is what we said before about him, the condition of his body when he went into the water. Was he conscious or unconscious? Was he forced or unforced into the water? He said those things are very significant. But he started off talking about this red discoloration in the back of his head is something that was of great concern to him.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Like I said, he's constantly dragging this whole thing because they're trying to get as much money as they can, out of his family. And it's definitely a sad situation on, what they're doing to this family. I want to show y'all something because this is something I had to delete and I had to make sure I had it right. And that's why I like putting stuff in my notes. New York Post posted something, and mind y'all, before I do these videos, I don't know if y'all know how I typically work. I don't have a team. I'm actually talking to, a woman now. And I am accepting, some interviews and, because I probably need some, a little help, what I'm doing. So if y'all, want to do something like that, y'all just let me know. Y'all got my email, y'all got my Instagram. I am the real reckless. I'm on Instagram. But when I tell y'all that New York Post posted something, and I can't tell y'all exactly what it was, but what they was trying to make it seem is that seem like is like they put a post out. I'm so mad that they deleted the post. This isn't the original post. Let me see if I can get this post on here. Yeah, it says nothing to see here. So they deleted the post, y'all. But the post basically made it seem like Nolan, I guess his throat, they said a body part. They said something like that was missing, like, and stuff like that. When you say stuff like that, and especially like people that don't know everything that's going on, or people that's already sitting there and jumping to conclusions and this, that, and the other, they're gonna take that and they gonna run with it. They put out fake headlines, and that's exactly why they deleted it. It says the first autopsy is kept for evidence. It's kept as evidence because they want to, obviously, they're investigating. That's what they're doing. The second request is by a family or legal team. But when you have things like that, and that's why it wasn't there. But when you have things like that and people put out fake stuff, that's exactly what happens. And it becomes all this confusion, and they run. Now, Ben Crump, they know what they're doing. They truly know what they're doing. That's exactly why they're doing it, in that way. It's all about money with them. You have it right here. Brandon Tatum posted, said, private autopsy finds Nolan Wells' cause of death remains undetermined. According to attorney Ben Crump, nothing new was revealed. Everything that he sat there and talked about, literally nothing. He's dragging it. He's speaking on things and getting people fired up. And it's truly sickening. I'm telling y'all. This is a post. I'm pretty sure this is Clay Edwards. And I wanted to see exactly what he had to say in this video.
The Nolan Wells autopsy, the independent one, was finally revealed today by Ben Crump in a big hoopla at the 119th annual NAACP convention up in Chicago. He paraded out Ben Johnson, the president of the NAACP, who lives right here in Madison, Mississippi, where I'm parked filming this video right now. Old Johnson hates white folks so damn much, allegedly, of course. He goes and lives in the richest, whitest county in the country, damn near, in Madison County. I find that hilarious. Anyway, he parades out Nolan's parents. He thanks all the people like he just won a damn award.
Exactly.
Like he just became the president of these United States of America. Then he spends about an hour going over this damn autopsy, and we learn absolutely nothing. There's one moment where he talks about getting the body and the organs not being in there, and you can hear an audible gasp from the crowd because A, they're stupid, and B, he doesn't tell them that this is how the body came to them from the Mississippi State Crime Examiner's office, that they have to remove the organs as part of the, I don't know, what are we here for today? An autopsy. The crowd's like, you can hear it. He goes, this is normal for an autopsy. He has to tell these idiots because, well, he's pandering and baiting them into this. Long story short, there is nothing that suggests that there was any foul play involved in this at all. It's all just a bunch of very vague little, well, why didn't this, why didn't that, this is inconclusive, so it must be type nonsense. What we learned today is what we already knew. Ben Crump is a grifter, an idiot, and a racist, and he's out to make as much money for him as possible.
That's
Prayers to Nolan Wells. I'm out on his family. They're right along for the ride. Frankly, I said this on my radio show this morning. Why would you suspect foul play less than a day into this and get Ben Crump? it's almost like the investigation maybe, possibly, could point back to the family more than the guys he was out on the boat with.
Hey, one thing about it, I'm not gonna lie. And again, as shock details release, the parts, those organs that were removed are all standard for any autopsy. Discoloration is not consistent with blunt force trauma. You have a lot of people, obviously says, yes, as a parent, I want answers, but this is outrageous. Nolan's white friends should sue Ben Crump. You have a lot of people that truly have a lot to say when it comes down to this, what's going on. Somebody said it was definitely foul play in the comments. One thing about it, I'm not going to lie. So many people have a lot to say within this and what has happened. But me personally, and I'm going to say this, to make it make sense with what's going on and how I truly feel about this. I'm not one that's about to sit here and assume about something that's going on. But the way that they're dragging things and what they're saying, that his best friend alone, which I'm going to show y'all a clip of him, said that they were drinking. I'm sure there were probably, drugs involved, different things that was going on. It could have been possible, of a drowning occurring. And I'm saying that, and I want them to be able to investigate. I'm not trying to jump to things, but having it been this long, they even have their own, private individual that, done the autopsy. No new details. So within that, obviously talk to everybody. I'm not saying don't, for them to stop, but it's the simple fact of people actually understanding and realizing, you know what I mean? Of and what Ben Crump, what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do, like I said from the get-go, they're trying to get their name out there from off bat. They're trying to get their name out there, and they're grifters. They look at the money side of things. They're dragging this as much as possible, so they can get some money in their pocket. That's it, and that's all. I mean, somebody made this, and I mean, this is, come on. No justice, no peace, just paychecks. That's it, and that's all. You have it right here, Brandon Tatum. He's actually did an interview with Nolan Wells' best friend, Warren Hudson. And, spoke about some things. Part 1 is on Officer Tatum's YouTube account, so y'all can go check that out. I did, put out a video yesterday as well. And just waiting on some more parts, when it comes down to this. I'm pretty sure he's going to be putting them out. I haven't got a notification that he did. Maybe so. Let me see here. He did put out the part 1. I'm not seeing a part 2 yet, but let's check it out.
Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach, and I drove the boat from Fort Bayou Boat Launch to my buddy's grandparents' house, and that's where we all planned to meet up that day. And
you say we all, who are you talking about? You, Nolan, and how many people are going to meet you guys there?
We had roughly 20 to 30 people coming on 3 separate boats with us. And so we were all following each other out there as one big group. It wasn't just me and Nolan and a couple other of my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out where we all met at the dock before, and then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just a couple of us. I mean, there were so many people, we had to split up between 3 boats, and we all left and all got there at the same time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's clear, because the statements that are out there made it appear that it was just you, Nolan, and probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that went out to this island.
And that's completely incorrect. I mean, Horn Island on the 4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th of July, there's no telling. I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there. There were boats lined up off the island. I mean, there was 3 rows of boats all the way until my vision ended, until I could see of people from, I mean, there was 1 row of boats, and then there was another row of boats, and then there was a 3rd row of boats.
So, again, you truly have, his best friend speaking out, on this situation. And like I've said before, even seeing videos that there are a lot of people that obviously were out, but I don't know. I truly find, I find it insane that so many people are making up their own stories and assuming about things when we clearly see, even like I said, he's interviewing Nolan's best friend and letting everybody know, what's going on. It's just sad that these kids even have to go through this when, they grieving and stuff like that. They lost a buddy of theirs. You know what I mean? Definitely a sad situation. Definitely. You got it right here. Reverend Jordan Wells speaking facts about Al Sharpton and Ben Crump. Check it out.
I'm sorry, y'all, but I want justice for Nolan. I really do. I agree for Nolan. I believe there's more to the case that he just fell off the boat. I believe that. But the moment you get Al Sharpton and Crump involved in anything, I'm through with the whole situation. And I'm praying for his family. And I'm praying for the situation. I don't like Al Sharpton. He is a race hustler. People like him have been the most detrimental people to Black America that we've seen. He is a Democratic pawn. He is a pawn for the Democratic Party. Him, the NAACP, Ben Crump, all of them. They are not lawyers. They are Democrat activists. And so they just turn off people. And the moment
and I don't know if this is his video or mine. If it's skipping on y'all end, I definitely apologize.
They immediately, before they get any facts, they immediately start race hustling. And I just don't think that was the way to go with this case. If it went that way, if there was legitimate proof that there was a racial crime behind it, besides the fact that he was the only Black person, I'm all for it. But they immediately, anytime he was involved in the Carmelo Anthony case, these same race hustlers, which I believe the Carmelo Anthony case had nothing to do with race. I believe that kid, Carmelo, and he deserved the justice that he got. So the moment these same people get involved in things, it immediately destroys the integrity of the case. I believe the moment Reverend Al Sharpton and Ben Crump got involved with this case, they immediately destroyed and made it harder for real justice to be found, because you turn off half the country immediately. You turn off people because they are so controversial figures that people don't like. And so that was a bad idea by the family. I really believe it was a bad idea to get those race hustlers involved.
It definitely was. It definitely was a bad idea. I'll tell anybody this is a bad idea. Like I said, I even spoke to my grandmother. And now y'all know my family. I come from a family of Democrats. And trust and believe. I spoke to my grandmother, and I thought that she loves Obama. She loves, I'm telling you. And I spoke to her, and she was like, "They're wrong for doing that. He's wrong for saying that he got $50,000 and what they did at that boy's funeral." She literally was mad, and I feel like so many people are finally starting to see. I just wish they would see more of what's going on and what these individuals are truly doing, especially within these cases. I'm telling y'all. Y'all let me know in the comments, in the comments down below what y'all think about this. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.